click on the subscriber button so that you will be subscribed to my channel, and also click on the bell button so that you won't miss any of my future videos. So before getting into this video, I request everyone to subscribe my channel so that you won't miss any of my video. Take your measuring tape and mark the width of the neckline. So the width of the neckline is going to be 2.5 inches and the depth is going to be 5 inches from the top. Okay, and so first let me draw a box over here, so connecting that like this. If your neckline measures to be 7 or 8 inches, you're going to draw this box for 7 inches, and the 2 inch you're going to give an opening over here. So my exact neckline measures to be 7 inches in height, so I have drawn this 5 inch over here, and the rest of the 2 inch I'm going to draw a V over this point. Okay, so let me first curve this out. Just take your French curve and make a U neckline over here. Okay, so once you're done with the U neckline, I'm going to make a V over here. So that V going to measure for 2 inch. Okay, so totally the neck length is going to be 7 inch from the top. So this is going to be 5 and this is going to be 2. So altogether is 7 inches. So I'm going to make a V just by joining that to the U neckline, like this. From the end point of the neckline, I'm going to take a 2 inch over here. Okay, just take 2 inch all around and give a mark. So from the V, I'm just going to take a 4 inch of marking. So this is going to be absolutely depends upon you how much you want the depth. You can keep that. So just take for 7 inches and just give a line for 1 inch. Okay, and go up like this. From here I'm going to curve that to the 2 inch marking. Okay, so you're going to have this length to be as much as you want, and it's going to go up to connect that 2 inch line. Just take a 2 inch and give a mark. So let me cut this out. Okay, and cut the V. So cut the outer neckline now. So when I open the neckline, it's going to come really beautiful like this. So take the wrong side of the material and take the glued side of the canvas and place it down like this. Okay, so now give a nice and neat press to this. Lay a cotton fabric on top of this. Done. Just take this fabric. So now I'm going to cut this pattern fabric out, just leaving a marginal amount of fabric out. Okay, cutting from the top and go all the way down. So now cut the inner fabric. So you're going to cut exact margin of this. very beautiful look. Now take this canvas neckline and I'm going to fold this in like this. So for this you're going to use a basting stitch. So once it's done, you can remove the basting stitch out. So I'm going to use a contrasting color basting stitch so that it would be easy for me to remove stitch alone. Okay. So when I get into the curve, just let me mark some notches and sew this. Okay. So add some slits over the curves and you're going to sew that nice and neat way. Just fold the down part. Sew this out. Okay. And then make a notches from this point. And fold that in. So now I have just folded the fabric inside the canvas like this. So now take your cross-cut fabric and I'm going to give a piping to this. So this is going to be a bias fabric. So just lay the bias on the pretty side of the fabric like this. I'm going to sew this together. So just like that, you're going to lay this bias underneath and you're going to sew this together. So this is optional. If you want, you can keep this bias, or else you can always skip this step. Okay. Just turn the neckline according to the bias. So little by little you're going to sew the bias to the neckline like this. Okay, turn this out. So if you give piping, the neckline looks even better. Okay, it will give a very good neat finish. It's done. Just cut this out. Okay, so when you take to the pre side, it's going to look like this. So all you have to do is you're going to add some notches to this. So the places you're getting the turn, you're going to snip this piping in. So just give a notches to this bias to make the turning nice and neat. Okay. So when you give notches, it's going to look like this. So all you have to do is just pull the fabric out and you're going to sew that together. Just fold this piping fabric in. Just tuck the piping fabric nice and neat, and you're going to sew that together like this. Now take your fabric. So this is going to be the wrong side of the fabric facing up. This is going to be the wrong side of the interfacing facing up. And you're going to match the center point like this and just place the interfacing canvas on top, and you're going to pin that in place. Okay. So now I'm going to sew to the inner edge of the canvas like this. So little by little you're going to sew the canvas to the fabric like this. So at the exact margin of the canvas like this. So, and I'm going to cut this out. Okay. So I'm getting into the V point and cut out the neckline. Getting into the V. Okay. So just get into the V and make a slit over this point, and make sure you add some notches. Okay. Make sure you don't cut into the thread, just you're going to cut the fabric. Okay. So once it's done, it's going to look like this. Take the free side of the fabric like this and turn this out like this. Sure you take out the V's pointy tip by using a pen or a scissors. Okay, so just take out the V pointy tip like this, and you're going to sew that together. So if you want, you can make a piping like illusion, or else you can just sew as it is. And I'm going to sew it on top like this. So same like that, I'm going to sew to the outer edge of the fabric. Okay. Next to the piping, and I'm I'm going to sew this together. So whenever you get into the turn, put the needle in, turn the fabric, and you're going to sew it. You can see the neckline is done. So all you have to do is you're going to remove this basting stitch out so that our neckline will be completely ready. So as this is a multicolor fabric, I really had a hard time to choose the thread for this. So most of the place I can see the green color, so I just went with the green color thread. So if you're having a same fabric, just check with the maximum number of color in your fabric, go with that. So just remove these threads out.